welcome to this week's show. Welcome to 1995. Here we are. It's Monday morning. Andover rush hour, first thing. And it was always congested. But we thought we'd bring you some... bring you some real motoring. So, Steve, cut to this little bit of footage we've got. So, here we go.
Turn medium left, slippy. And easy right over crest, slippy. 40. Flat left, 20. Late flat left.
Well, that's pretty good fun, wasn't it? A bit quick, but what do you think of all this Andover traffic, Mark, first thing in the morning?
It's quite busy, isn't it? Yeah, it is, certainly is.
Well, we last saw you flying that Gazelle helicopter with Father Christmas in, didn't we?
Into the school, yes, it went quite well that day. Yeah, it was a nice day for the kids.
That was really good.
Enjoyed it.
Excellent, yeah. And you had a nice Christmas holiday, I presume?
Yes, very quiet, but it was nice.
Now, you're looking forward to the new year for a couple of reasons, really. And I suppose the most important one is something to do with what you've got on here, the March Motor Group rally team. Well, viewers, Mark is a rally driver in his other life, aren't you?
I am, yes.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it since around about 1983, so quite a while now, on and off.
With great success, I hear.
Yes, we've had some successes in the past, trying to do that and my job at the same time. It becomes difficult on occasion, but yes, we've had some successes.
So you're driving a Lada of all things, is that right?
Yes, I have been seen in a Lada, yes. It's, in fact, it went very well. Yeah. The Lada is a very strong car, and yes, it went well.
But you're also British Army champion, is that right?
I was British Army driving champion on 2 occasions, and navigator champion, so I've had some success there as well.
I think we've got a picture somewhere of you driving a Land Rover, is that right?
Yes. In Scotland about 2 years ago now, I did the Scottish International in a diesel 90 Land Rover, and unfortunately we had a little bit of an accident, but we finished and got the spirit of the rally.
Absolutely fantastic. What's that like to drive a Land Rover in a rally?
Very heavy. They weigh about 2 tons, so they're extremely heavy and quite cumbersome at times, but it was good fun and the spectators loved it.
Well, anyway, the reason you're here is to tell us about the new Nissan that you're going to be driving this year. And what challenge is this?
It's the Nissan Micra Rally Challenge, which is a one-make series, 7 rounds throughout the UK and in fact 1 in Southern Ireland. Very exciting. Nissan are behind this 100%, and it'll be very good.
Yeah, okay, so you're telling me you're going to be covering some of these events because you're a local guy, so it should be of interest to all the local viewers. Well, look at that, Steve. Number 23, Nissan. Absolutely, it's fantastic. And Nissan Micra. Tell us about the car, Mark.
It's a Super S, 1300 16 valve, absolute supercar to drive. They've only been on the market about a year now, but for any of those youngsters out there who fancy a bit of a thrill, and with cheap insurance, they are very good.
Yeah. So that's obviously the reason why March got behind this car.
Yeah, March Motor Group of Southampton are behind me 100%. So if you want a test drive, I'd go down and see them.
Yeah. We're going to be going down to Southampton, I think, to cover the official launch. When's that?
Yes, that's on the 4th of February, and we have the official launch of the car, the unveiling of the colour scheme, and it'll be a good day. The press are invited, and yourselves, of course.
Okay, well, we'll be there, and we'll see Mark in all his rally gear and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see you down there in Southampton. When is it? February the 4th? February the 4th. So if you want to go down to Nissan, that's the March Motor Group down in Southampton, give them a buzz, and they'll give you a test drive of a Nissan.
Into 3 right, keep in, 3 right, keep in, and twist 3 left and right of a crest, and 3 right, keep in, to left entry slot, 7 right, entry slot, 7 right, 50, 7 right sharp,
100, open right, 100, press right, and unseen 3 left. And 2 right, and press left jump, 50. Care, bumps on braking, 3 right minus. And open left over crest, 30. Care, bump 3 left, very narrow, 30. Care, jump long open right, mud on exit, 50. Absolute right, 130, very twisty. Care, 1 right over jump, 130. Bump over second crest.
We've enjoyed that rally footage. It's really good. Mark, what's this prize you're going to be giving?
Yes, we hope to entice one of the local companies involved, and to get local people involved, we are going to hold a prize draw locally throughout the year, which will the winner will get to sit beside me in the rally car and being driven at speed. So
They're going to sit beside you in the rally car?
that's right. Yes.
Whereabouts?
Well, we haven't yet decided, but the same thing is going to happen at March Motor Group, and that the prize winner will sit beside me at Goodwood in August. So.
Straight. Well, viewers, make sure you got some good life insurance if you win this prize. Anyway, we're going to be following Mark throughout the rest of the year, so keep watching Town TV.
Thank you.
See you. Cheers. Right, good afternoon, viewers. Here we are. We're outside the Advertiser offices, and we're with Ken Dykes, editor of the Advertiser. And hi, Ken.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
What we're going to do is take a stroll up the High Street. You said some really good things last year about, and we had a lot of response from that. And I suppose really what we want to know is what's going to happen in 1995.
We'd all like to know that, wouldn't we?
Okay.
Let's walk up the street.
Let's walk up the street.
Right.
It's very cold this afternoon, isn't it?
Well, it's bright but very cold. When you said we spoke last year,
Yeah.
very true, of course. It was only, in fact, about a month ago, just before Christmas.
Yeah.
What I'd like to say this afternoon is that in Andover we've got some marvellous views. We've got a lovely town centre. It's about as attractive a town centre as you could wish for.
I mean, look at the Guildhall this afternoon.
Guildhall,
In the
sunshine.
beautiful light going on there.
That's a beautiful Georgian building.
Yeah.
I know it's Georgian because the date's on the top, 1825. Across there we've got the Globe Coaching Inn, dated 1742. Just down the road we've got the Anton River, and in summer that's a marvellous place. We couldn't really want a better town centre than we've got here. We're walking now up the High Street, just coming into the new pedestrianised piece of the Upper High Street, which is of course part of the prime shopping area of the town.
Do you remember when this building on the corner used to be Scott's shoe shop a long time ago? Have you seen the
A
photograph?
long time ago, much long before my day, I'm afraid. But as I say, there's some absolutely beautiful buildings up here. Lovely, oh, you didn't walk backwards.
Ollie, oh!
Some beautiful buildings. Just up ahead of us now is the parish church of St Mary's.
Ollie, I think a little quick shot of the church. Beautiful in this sunlight. It's absolutely amazing.
Now that's a Victorian church. I believe it was built not much more than about 100, 150 years ago to replace a much earlier Saxon church, and a lot of people think that it was a desecration to pull down the original church, but nevertheless we've still got a very attractive parish church.
Yeah. I know I like the Southern Electric, but unfortunately they built this thing above it.
Yeah, and now this unfortunately is a sign of the times, or rather not a sign of the times today, but a sign of the times of the 60s and 70s, when people were pulling down old buildings and putting up glass and concrete and steel, and that unfortunately is what we got in redevelopment back.
See, I can remember in those times, viewers, that here on this corner was Scott's shoe shop, and there's some lovely black and white buildings were here. Hopefully we can find a photograph in the Andover Advertiser archives of Scott's shoe shop on this corner. Beautiful little precinct here, but unfortunately replaced it with this.
Yeah, that's fairly dreadful. That comes down to Basingstoke standards, that one, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yeah. Let's walk on up.
Let's walk on up the High Street.
The High Street here. Here on the right-hand side, we've got new buildings, but obviously built with very much more sympathy to the
It's quite nice, aren't they? Really?
architecture of the town.
Yeah.
I think it's very attractive.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, what we've also got, if you can turn back across to your left over there, are some shuttered shops right there on your left.
Yeah. Shuttered shops is not what Andover needs. Ollie, to your left here.
Back
Over here, look.
a nice shuttered shop there.
And here we are in Andover High Street, and there's shuttered shops, and it should never really be, but maybe Ken will explain this.
This is what ought to be the prime shopping area of the town. And if we walk on up just not much further. I mean, Marks and Spencer ought to be part of the life's blood of a town. That's really the heart of the shopping centre. And yet, just here, once again, on the left-hand side,
To let.
to let. You've got a shop which says on the front, closed. There's no name on the fascia board. We don't know whose shop it is, what it is, why it's there, why it's closed. It says closed till tomorrow, actually, but I mean, you don't know when that sign was put up. It might have been put up 3 weeks ago.
It says due to staff illness, this shop will be closed until 10 a.m. 12th of January. Maybe it's a fixture.
Who can tell? We'll move on up anyway. And once again, on the left again, just as we come up here, there are the shutters once again. And we're talking about the prime shopping street of Andover.
I think, as you said before, this is a very pretty bit of the high street, isn't it?
This is a beautiful piece of the high street.
Yeah.
It ought to be buzzing. Yeah. Next door to it, what have we got?
Closing down.
Everything must go.
Yeah.
Walk on around this way. And what have we got here on the right-hand side, almost opposite? Closing down.
Christmas World.
Christmas World.
We're now in the second week in January.
Here we are, second week in January. Now, when I spoke to you earlier on, just before Christmas, I said that I was worried about the town becoming a one-month-a-year shopping centre. I said then that the shops that were opening were here today and gone in January. Here we are on a cold January afternoon, and the shutters are going up. Within a few weeks, many of these shops will be closed. We'll be back to, I don't know, about 70-80% of the total shops that we ought to have, and the rest presumably will close until next Christmas.
You know, I can imagine all these American tourists sat at home in Idaho or Detroit or wherever they are. They would love to come to Andover, wouldn't they?
Just if you just pan up through there to the church, I mean, what a lovely scene.
Yeah.
What a lovely place Andover is.
Yeah.
And yet we've got shops closing down in the main high street.
So,
And they'll be closed for 11 months.
doesn't that tell us something's wrong?
As I said before, when you kindly asked me to come on back in December, there is something very badly wrong. The problem is that none of us knows what is wrong. I don't know what's wrong, but there is something very seriously wrong. And unless we do something about it, we're going to get more and more 1 month a year shops opening, and Andover is going to be closed for 11 months of the year. And it's dreadful. It's really distressing to see it.
So what do you think the viewers can do about this?
Well, viewers, tell us, what can we do about this? Do you know what the answer is? Can you come up with some suggestions? Can you tell Test Valley Borough Council what ought to be done? Can you tell me at the Andover Advertiser what ought to be done? Can you tell Town TV what ought to be done?
What would you put, well, Ollie, what would you put in place of Christmas World? I really don't know. You're young. Ollie's quite a young, so he's only 18. He's been in Andover all his life. Ollie, what would you put into Andover?
I don't really know.
You don't know either. You see?
No, either.
Right.
Nobody knows.
No, that's right.
He doesn't know.
No.
Please tell us.
Yeah.
Write me a letter. Write me letters to the Andover Advertiser. Write letters to Town TV. Write letters to Test Valley Borough Council. Yeah. But for heaven's sake, tell us what we ought to do. Somebody tell us what we ought to do, or we won't be here next Christmas.
Exactly. I mean, there's a beautiful high street. Look at it. It's 3 o'clock. The bell's just rung. Beautiful church, beautiful high street, and here we are.
Yep. I'm at a loss to know what the answer is.
Well, do you have an idea? I mean, do you think maybe they should half the size of the shops and bring down the rent and the rates or what?
I'm fairly certain that would help if there were more smaller units, because if you look at the shops that are closing, they're quite big units, and really they could be split into 2 or 3. Yeah. We proved, or rather it was proved earlier on, actually on that site there, that particular site there was only a few months ago, until there was a nasty fire, split into about a dozen tiny units, and every single one of those little units was taken up by somebody starting up a little business. Unfortunately, there was a terrible fire. It gutted the place, and all those units had to close. perhaps we need more of this kind of thing.
I think it has to be said that Andover is a market town, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah, of course it is.
It always was. Had market traders, market town.
Precisely, we get the regular market every Thursday and Saturday, which is fine. That brings people in, but apart from Thursday and Saturday, people are not going to come in to look at empty shops. I did at one point suggest that perhaps such a huge unit as Tesco's empty store down in the Chantry Centre here behind us should be split into perhaps 10, a dozen, 50, if you like, much smaller units to give people who really wanted a chance to start a business that chance to get going. And of course, with the kind of rents which they could afford in those starting up years, it's no good charging people who are just starting in business thousands and thousands of pounds a year simply to trade. They can't afford it.
Okay, viewers, so that's our question to you. The Advertiser and Town TV have got together, and we're saying to you, the viewers, what would you like in Andover? Let us know. You can write to Ken Dykes, editor of the Advertiser. What's your telephone number?
I ought to say 01264, didn't I?
01264, because maybe that's a
code,
right.
And it's 323-456.
323-456. Ring or write to Ken. Let him know what you, the people of Andover, want, because we want to know. We're stood here in this deserted high street, and we really need more in Andover, don't we, Ken?
We do, yeah. And we want some answers.
Yeah.
We've got to find the solution to this awful situation that we're finding ourselves in more and more, and it seems to get worse every year.
Yeah.
I know that we've been in a recession, but we are supposed to be coming out of this recession now, and we do need more traders trading 12 months a year, not just for Christmas.
Okay, well, write to Ken or ring us on 333-983, and we'll be in tune with you. Town TV will be there, the Advertiser will be there. We need support in this town. We need to make Andover grow. So just keep watching Town TV, keep reading the Advertiser. 46,000 people a week, is that right?
Oh, it's more than that. It's the circulation is 17,500, so we reckon 3 or 4 people read every one, so we're 50,000-60,000 readers Friday alone. Okay. Even Ollie reads it.
Ken, thank you so much for talking to us this afternoon. It's been absolutely fantastic, and let's hope you and I can work together and try and put Andover on the map.
Fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much for asking.
See you. Happy New Year to you.
And to you.
Okay. Cheers, Ken. Thanks.
Need a mobile phone? Then look no further than the Mobile Phone Shop, with phones from £29, line rentals from £8.50 per month, and call charges from just 5p per minute. There is no better value. We can also supply international coverage phones, and we have a complete range of accessories for most makes of mobile phones. Our sales, repair and hire services are second to none. The Mobile Phone Shop, to the Broadway, Andover.
Well, good evening, Andover viewers. Here we are in Simon's Wine Bar, the White Hart Hotel. And we promised you before Christmas we'd have the big opening for Simon's Wine Bar. And here we are, and there's loads of Andover dignitaries here tonight. There's Ken Dykes, there's Alan Muscle here from the council. Hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Everybody's here, look. Loads of people enjoying themselves. There's Chrissy there from Town TV, look. Chrissy, say hello. Hi, Chrissy. Yes, you won't look. What's your name? What's your name?
Helen Hughes.
Hi, Helen. Say hello to your friends on Town TV.
Hello.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So we're here having a great time tonight, and sorry about this candle, but we're going to go and have a little look around because the light's not very good, is it, Steve? What do you think about the light, Steve?
It's not the light, actually. I can't see through the viewfinder because it's steaming up. There's so many people here.
Well, follow me with the candle, and we'll go and find a few people to talk to. Come with me. What's your hair? Digby, how are you?
Oh, I'm very well.
Look, candle power, look.
Yeah, well, yes, it's very...
What do you think? You're looking very, very smooth in your tie and everything, shirt and...
Well, I do occasionally have to get dressed up. I don't always look like a tramp, especially, of course, when I come to the White Hart on a very important occasion.
Very important occasion. It's the opening of Simon's Wine Bar, and I believe Robin Smith's turning up.
I think he is at some point,
I
yeah.
just found his manager, so I believe he is turning up. So Great to talk to you. Best of luck with everything that's going on in Andover. Anything going on this year at all with you?
Well, not with me, because I actually work in Basingstoke and other places now. But
Where? Don't swear.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
This is rather chaotic here. That's why we've got the candle. Oh, hello. It's not really. It's here's Guy here from the New Rebuilding Society. How are you, Guy?
I'm well, thank you.
How's business?
Not bad, thank you.
Really?
Very busy.
What do you think it's candle power? Town TV can't afford big lights, so we got candles.
Candle what? Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Enjoy the evening.
So, and you too. Yeah, the last time we saw you was with Robin Smith over at where were we?
It was down at the cricket. Yes, indeed.
And you got the photograph, courtesy of Town TV.
I did. Thank you very much indeed. Yes.
All right.
Thanks for
We'll see you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.
How are you?
Oh no, it's not time off. It's time off here. Steve, good evening, Joe.
God's sake, put that thing away.
Hi, how are you doing? A quick one here with our guest of honour before the evening's over. If we can fight our way through. If we can fight it.
I think I can see a red ribbon.
You can see a red ribbon. Robin, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. This is Candle Power.
Lovely.
Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure.
So what are you doing here this evening? Opening of Simon's Wine Bar?
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you frequent his one in Southampton?
I do. I enjoy. I've been frequent for about 14 years now, and I'm thoroughly enjoyed it. And as I said, this has got the potential to be as good as Simon's in Southampton.
I was a bit worried about the Echo last night, or was it said Smith's pledge or something? I was a bit worried about that. Did you see the headlines?
I didn't. I don't read the newspapers. I made a fact in 1995 not to read newspapers. So.
What do you think you're pledging? You don't know?
No, I don't know. No.
Well, we'll keep that one secret for the viewers.
All right.
Okay, well, have a great evening. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Right, on we go. It's getting more credit down this way.
So really, it's all there is for me to do now. Take these scissors from Dennis and to formally open Sam's Wine Bar in Andover.
It's the 7th of January 1995. Happy New Year to all. And after my last week's Revolution talk, I'm definitely going to articulate this week. Well, here we are at Andover Rugby Club. And currently behind me, you can see the Firsts. Now, also, there are two other teams playing, and hopefully we're going to get a glimpse of them. However, we're mainly going to concentrate on the Firsts, who are playing behind me, and hopefully we'll get an interview with Gary Parkinson, the captain of the Firsts. Well, good afternoon. It's just turned, it's almost 2:30, and we're here at Andover Rugby Club, and I'm joined here by the captain. Hi, how you doing?
All right, thank you.
And you are playing today Fareham, I gather.
Yes.
Now, how do you compare against them usually? Have you played them this season?
Played one other league match against them away at their place, and we beat them then.
And what was the score then?
18 something, I can't remember. We didn't beat them convincingly.
Now, obviously, with you not beating them convincingly, there's a bit of a tie there. So what is their strong point exactly?
Probably the forwards. I don't know about the backs, but probably the forwards.
Yeah. And their weaknesses. This is probably the better thing. What are their weaknesses?
I'll tell you after the game.
Well, it sounds to me as though we've got a very confident team here, and we in Andover wish you all the luck. We're going to be following the coverage all through, 40-minute halves, and hopefully we'll see you at the end.
Okay.
All the best.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you for joining us.
Excuse me, now I've got some
Bye-bye.
important things to do.
You go and do your boy bit. Bye-bye.
And first to exit from the little boys' room is the Fareham Heathens, here in the black and red tops. The Hampshire Division 2 team. Mr. stocky bunch they were too. Closely followed by the Andover team, here in the black shirts. Being encouraged there by number 6, Gary Parkinson, their captain. Yet another victory. Andover had possession. Running right into the thickest part of the Fareham team. They were quite into these scrums. Sort of one body on top of another. I think it's some sort of new boy game. And here doing a bit of a dodge with the ball. A very convincing tactic, which seemed to have Andover on the run for a while. There, the referee in yellow giving Andover possession. And that was Keith Mitchell, Andover team, the Devon County player. A very cold Baxter there, trying to look as though she's being educated. Fair throw-in. At number 10, again, Keith Mitchell, and doing yet another convincing conversion. By the Andover team on the Fareham. And this is Chris Collins who had possession of the ball there. And Captain Gary Parkinson there. Leading off with the ball from the scrum. And an excellent try in the second half. The final score of the game was 42 points to 6 to Andover. Well played, all of you Andover team.
Andover Rugby Club have just finished, and it's just before 4. And I'm joined here by John Rowe, who is actually one of their players, but sadly is injured for today's game. Hi, how you doing?
I'm a bit depressed because I'm not playing, but they did an adequate performance today, and we won, so it's another 2 points for the league.
And how do you think they played? I mean, do they normally play a little better? I did hear a few comments about it being cold and conditions not the best.
Yeah, it was a bit cold for the backs, but it was adequate today. We scored. We put 42 points on them, which was good. But I don't think the forwards will be pleased with their performance today.
And when can we be expecting to see you back on the field again?
I don't think I'll be back this season because I've got to make a decision whether to either have the operation on the shoulder or give up entirely. So it's a bit of a depressing time for me, I'm afraid.
Good Lord, so it really is quite a serious injury then?
Yes, it's popped out 5 times now, and if it keeps on popping out, it's just going to fall out every time I sneeze or stretch.
Well, it almost sounds like a Christmas cracker, but I assure you it's obviously quite serious. Well, John, we hope to see you on the field, or else good luck with the operation. Hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much.
Joined here again at the end of the rugby match by Gary Parkinson, Andover rugby captain. Congratulations, Gary. How did it go?
Well, it was a win, and that was about all we can say, really. Our discipline was lacking. We let them come through and niggle us. We didn't play to our game plan at all. We should have played it more out to the backs. As I said at the beginning, backs are our strength. And they did very well. They came in and kept us together and didn't let us play to our game plan. It's still a win, though. It's league points.
Were you pleased with your team?
Pleased with the result. We'll leave it at that.
And what did you think of number 8, who was Dave Sussex? That was a brilliant try he did there.
Yeah, again, we had 1 or 2 good tries out there. We took our opportunities when they arose, but having said that, again, we were a lot better side on the day, and we could have played a lot better than we did. I'm still slightly disappointed.
Wait, so you're going to go back and drink your sorrows away tonight, are you?
Well, we'll have 1 or 2, that's for sure.
Well, that is probably the understatement, 1 or 2. I would like just to say some special mentions. I thought that Keith Mitchell, who was number 10 on the field today, did some brilliant tries and some very good conversions. Do you agree there, Skipper?
Yeah, he handled the ball, and what little ball he did get, he used very well, and he kicked very well as well, which is good.
And Adam Poisner and Nick Rowe also did a very good joint try there.
Yeah, again, 2 very solid centres. Again, didn't let anything come through. We've given away 9 points against us in the league all season, and that's because our backs tackle in the middle. It's as simple as that.
Well, Gary, thanks for joining us on this very cold January day. He's warm, I'm freezing, and I've got a sheep on my back. Well, listen, well done to all of the Andover rugby team. And I hope that your season continues to be as good.
Thank you. I hope to see you going down here again.
Thank you. See you then.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, Happy New Year to you all, and we're up at Colenso Drive today, and we're going to go and have a bit of vegetarian food in Bullis. Bullis have been up here now for about 3.5 years. Business has been pretty good. I was talking to Lee earlier on, and but it's cold, as per normal. I'm always out in the cold, freezing me bits off. But like I say, we're going to...
It's the year of something, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been told apparently in January the 31st, it's the year of the boar. It's the new Chinese New Year. So Happy New Year to all you Chinese people for the 31st. But like I said earlier, we're going to go in and have a bite to eat. Alan's having stir-fried chicken, I think, with garlic sauce, and Ollie's having... What are you having?
Chicken chow mein.
Chicken chow mein. I'm having vegetable spring rolls, so I'm going to try some of that. But anyway, we're going and find out what they're all about. So come along with us. All breaking the necks trying to get in the door. It's cold, it's freezing. I'm freezing out there. You freezing? I'm freezing. So,
We've got to go find Lee.
I've got to go find Lee. Where is Lee? Is Lee in there?
I'll follow that guy there.
Follow that guy there. Let's go follow that guy over there. Follow the bear.
Stable.
Okay. Well, having moved in from outside where it's freezing, we're now inside with Winston Leon. He's going to actually do all the cooking for us today. Winston, what are you actually cooking for us?
Well, today we are going to sample some of our, Buddha Delight vegetarian roll, followed by Singapore vermicelli, and then round out with some Malaysian spicy sauté.
Sounds lovely. So you've been reliably informed that this year is the year of the boar?
That's correct, yes.
Well, unlike your food, your food's not boring?
No, not at all.
It's
very exciting in Andover. I believe you're one of the best restaurants around.
Because you're a little bit off the beaten track as well, aren't you? Away from the centre of town. Are you busy all the time?
Well, yes, we are actually. Locality does not affect the trade. Basically, 60% of our customers are what they call regulars, and the rest are highly recommended by our customer within the customer.
So
sort of a chain reaction.
And you do takeaway service as well?
Yes, we do.
And delivery service, am I right in saying
Yes, yes. I mean, delivery is part and parcel of our trade. We do about 20% our trade and takeaway.
No, that's good. Well, anyway, we're going to go off in and watch Winston prepare the food for us. So away with you.
No problem. Here we go.
Let's go and have a look. Cut! So, Lee, we're out in the kitchen now. What are you actually set up with now? You've got different spices and sort of vegetables and all the rest of it. What have you actually got there?
Well, those are the raw basic ingredient of the 3 dishes that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Like anything else, you have to start from square one. And basically, for the vegetarian prawn roll and the vegetarian spring roll, the basic ingredient needed is straw mushroom, baby corn, Chinese fungi, which is edible mushroom family, water chestnut, and shredded bean carrots.
Yeah.
Now all you do is you mix them all together, chop them in a food processor, and after you've done that, you add a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and some this is what I call flavoring enhancer, just a dash of it, but you can leave that out. It's not necessary if you don't like it.
Yeah.
And then you roll it together, right? This basically is a protein substitute for vegetarian. It's highly rich in protein. It's made from soya bean. It's actually a soya bean skirt, a skin you call it.
Yeah.
And then you roll it up and you make it into what you call a rough finished product, which is the vegetarian prawn, they call it, but it's not.
It's not really prawn.
It's not really. It's a name.
Pretend prawn.
It's a pretend prawn. And for the vegetarian pancake roll, it's just basically 2 ingredients. It's just the bean sprout.
Yeah.
And the carrot.
So we see you do that now. We watch you prepare all that up. And knock one together, make one up, or...
Make one up?
No, we'll watch you cooking it, I think it's probably best. We'll watch it being cooked.
Hang on, let's see. Right, all you do is just put some mushroom in, raw mushroom, some baby corn, some fungi. Oops, sorry. Cut. And some water chestnut. And all you do is take a cleaver, chop it all up. Watch your fingers when you're doing it. It's important. And then you get what you call a container, and you put it in a container. Yes?
Don't watch that, it's not
Don't watch
happening
that,
really.
that's not real.
It's not really happening like that.
And then you get a half a teaspoon of salt and 3/4 teaspoon of sugar, a bit of pepper, and a bit of soy sauce, and you mix it all together like that. And then you get the what they call the high in protein soya bean skin, and you put that in like that. Right? And you roll it together into that product. That is the finished product.
Then you finish up with one of those?
Yes.
Fake prawns?
Fake prawns.
Pretend prawns. Not really prawns.
Right.
Right, so I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to let you cook it all. Well, Winston's just brought out some of the lunch, and I mean, doesn't it look lovely? I think that's Alan's. I think that's Alan's chicken or your. Well, that's a Singapore bit of egg fried rice. And these prawns, well, they're not prawns, they're fake prawns. They're vegetable prawns, vegetarian spring rolls. And I must admit, it's probably one of the nicest presented or most well presented meals I think I've seen from a Chinese restaurant in a long time. I can't wait for my plate to come out. Thing is, not good with chopsticks. So he gave me a spoon and a fork instead. Anyway, till I see you lot again next, have a happy Chinese New Year to you all. And happy 1995.
Don't be a bore.
And don't be a bore. And let us know if you've won on the lottery. Give Alan and the boys down at the Town TV, give them all a ring and let them know if you won on the lottery, because I still haven't won. Well, you've still got loads more coming. Anyway, we'll catch you all later, Lee. I'll see you again soon. Ta-da.
One of the hottest scoops of this week is a wild cat story, and Ken here from the Advertiser is going to tell us a bit about the puma.
Yeah, and now, as they say, for something entirely different. This story all started about 35 years ago in a little village called Crondall, near Farnham. I was working at the time as a reporter on the Basingstoke Gazette, and this huge beast was seen by a local farmer one sunny afternoon. He reported that he'd seen a puma, and within hours the story was all over television, national press, local press, and of course people started seeing pumas.
What was it called? The Beast of Surrey or something? The Surrey
It was called the Surrey puma. The story ran for weeks and weeks, months even. Then it all seemed to go quiet, but not before a proper professional mountain lion hunter from the good old US of A had come over, complete with buckskin, Stetson and high boots, to track this beast down. He said, no problem. Well, he probably said, no problem.
No problem.
I'll find his trail and trail him to his lair, and we'll find him there. He found the trail, but he didn't find the lair, and he didn't find the puma. We had a sighting at Basingstoke. We had a sighting at Winchester.
Well, at Bellinger, I think, as well, wasn't it?
We had a sighting at Perham Down, near Tidworth, Shipton Bellinger, and then most recently Chilbolton. And it's getting awfully close, isn't it, this puma?
Yeah.
Now, I had a little girl wrote to me from Chilbolton and said, it's not a puma that they're seeing, it's my cat, Baldrick.
Who? The cameraman's not allowed to laugh, actually.
And to prove it, here she is with beastly Baldrick. Now, she says that this is what has been roaming the fields and woods of Chilbolton. It may well be, I don't know.
It's quite a big cat, isn't it?
It is a big cat, but whether that would, you know, really put the wind up various chaps and that, I don't really know. But, however, in my latest editorial, I've posed the question. I'm going to ask you viewers a question in a minute.
Yeah.
And the question is this: is there really a puma out there? Now, it seems to me that because we've had so many sightings, that there are a number of possibilities. First of all, there's one puma, which is rocket-propelled, which jets around the area, popping up and saying boo to people in woods and fields.
It's not Reg Prilly, is it?
I'm coming to Reg in a minute. Or, there are hundreds of these things. Yeah. They're breeding on King Arthur's Way and Roman Way. They're in gardens, they're in hedgerows, they're in shrubberies and back sheds. And all we've seen is the tip of the iceberg, just a few sightings. Really, there are hundreds out there. Or, as I said, there are quite a few possibilities. Or, everybody who sees one of these things is either hallucinating, they're drunk, they don't know what they're seeing, or they're telling porky pies.
Porky pies?
Porky pies.
Yeah.
Lies. Yeah. See? Another possibility is this one that we've already talked about. It's not really a puma at all. No. It's a whole host of pet cats that are roaming the countryside, terrorising gamekeepers and police dog handlers.
He does look quite vicious, doesn't he? Baldrick.
She admits he's awful. Yeah. On the other hand, possibly, there may be something out there that ought not to be out there at all. Now, my question to the viewers is there a puma in Andover? I want you to tell me if you see a puma. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think there is a puma. Which of those answers is the right one?
Actually, maybe it's not a puma at all. Maybe it's something even worse.
It could well be.
Even be an alien, Reg.
It could be an alien puma. My own theory is that it is an alien puma,
Yes.
and it goes around making circles in the corn. Sorry, Reg, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, sorry, Reg.
Anyway, tell us what you think about this alleged puma in Andover. If you see a puma, write to me at the Andover Advertiser and tell me about it.
And send a photograph as well if you can.
Oh yes, yeah, and a letter.
And a letter,
yeah, and money.
Money. I think it's a great story. I think
It is a good story.
It's a
It is
really
one
good
that's
story.
gonna run for
I
a
think it's
while.
going to run and run and run.
It is, yeah.
Bit
Well,
like,
I hope so.
Bit like the puma.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, tell us about it. If you think that you know where there's a puma in Andover, you write to me, Ken Dykes, the editor of the Andover Advertiser. Tell me about it.
We're also going to have a competition on Town TV this year about the person who sees the first corn circle in the area. Do you think the advertiser might come in and sort of photograph it from the air?
No, but I'll be out next week making one. Don't make him laugh. He coughs when he laughs.
And Reg is going to give 10% of all his earnings from Love Is All Around to this great charitable cause, the first corn circle in and around Andover.
No, we've had a little laugh at Reg's expense. On a serious note now, Reg and the Trogs are going back on the road on tour. They're appearing not far from here at Basingstoke at the Anvil. I believe it's in March, along with several other groups from the 60s. It's a show well worth seeing. I'm going to see it. Watch it.
You got some tickets?
I have.
That's brilliant. Can we borrow some?
No.
We don't know the Trogs at all, really.
Who?
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for watching Town TV. Thanks to Ken. Done a great job this afternoon. And keep watching Town TV. Keep reading the Advertiser. So write to Ken. Anything you want to know about the puma and anything else in Andover.
Thanks very much indeed, and perhaps if you invite me to come on again, which I doubt after this afternoon's debacle, then we'll talk about something else. I've got one or two other things that I can tell the viewers about.
Okay, well, thanks very much for watching, and thank you, Ken.
Okay, thanks very much.
Cheers for now. Thanks, bye. Well, welcome back to the studio. Here we are, Steve and myself, beavering our way here. Working all hours of the day and night. Ollie on camera there. Good old Ollie. It's been a hectic week in the life of Town TV in Andover, hasn't it?
Been a very hectic week, yeah. We've seen Mark Taylor zooming about the countryside, and mainly Ken Dykes, isn't it? You actually interviewed him, and this thing about the puma is very interesting.
Yeah. Very serious, but ring us on 333-983. Got any news? Talking about an animal of a different kind, and also talking about Salisbury, because we've been in Andover quite a bit this week, but we're moving into Salisbury shortly on cable, so all those lovely people over in Salisbury are going to be able to get Cablevision and Town TV. So if you've got any stories about Salisbury you want us to relate, or maybe you want to say hello to all your friends in Salisbury, give us a buzz on 333-983. But to actually just show you a bit about Salisbury, we're going to be taking you now to Salisbury Racecourse. And last year we went over there and met with Toby Boarding and all those guys over there, didn't we?
It was a brilliant shootout. Great day out as well. And if you look really carefully, you'll see somebody who you've seen before on Town TV, who was actually our quizmaster, remember?
Oh, yeah. John Bates was there. But anyway, here we go. Salisbury races. Cue the horses, Steve.
Congratulations, of course, to the owner, Chris Farman.
As I say, here we are at Salisbury. It's going soft, they tell us. It's quite a cloudy day. Been some rain overnight, but the sun keeps popping in and out. And that was a 2:25. That was the EBF London Trust race, and it was won by Richard Hannon's horse, Twin Falls. And now Richard's a local trainer, as you probably know, and that was his 154th win. We'll be looking around to find some local racing personalities and keep them in touch.
It's one of the oldest racecourses in the country. We've been racing here for over 400 years. and it's the home of the oldest racing club in Great Britain, which is the Bybury Club, which has moved around various parts of the country and has now been here for almost 100 years. We put on good racing. I mean, I always think we're one of the best small courses and put on racing of a high calibre here.
What sort of people do you want to entertain at Salisbury? There's a cross-section of...
Total cross-section. I mean, we like to see everyone up here. I mean, it is a wonderful cross-section. We have people who, from the owners who are spending an awful lot of money and owning a horse, down to those who are just paying a few pounds to come here, possibly winning a few bets, and everyone hopefully enjoys it.
How long have you been training, Ken?
That's a good question, isn't it? 83, so that's 10 years, isn't it?
Really, yeah. And whereabouts do you train?
At Danebury, which is near Stockbridge.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, successful horses, what have you heard?
I think Modesto's been my greatest success because we claimed it fairly cheaply as racing terms, 14,000 guineas, and we've won 9 races with it, and it's having a rest now in the paddock, but it'll come back and win again, I'm sure, you know. And it's won some good races, you know.
So how about Mary Kirk in this race now, 425?
Well, she's a 2-year-old having its first run. In a way, it's in the wrong race today. The owner wants to run it here because he's local and he's entertaining his clients.
Right.
But we wouldn't expect her to win this race, you know.
Okay, and who's riding it today?
Jimmy Quinn.
Jimmy Quinn, okay. Well, right, we're going to go and film the race and have a successful one, and we'll see you later on.
Right, thanks very much.
Cheers.
Okay,
See
bye.
you football.
Thank you.
Don't get in a hurry. Wait till I get up on the rock.
Yes, walk quietly forward and don't rush. He's not on the rostrum yet, behave.
Flat jumping, Toby, what do you prefer?
Well, I'm better known for the jumpers, aren't I? And I've been lucky enough to train some of the best. But no, I'm an all-year-round man. You know, I always train my 10 or 12 winners every summer, and it keeps the facility working and the trainer busy. And no, jumping's where my heart is. I'm a jumping man.
So how many horses at 5 foot at the moment?
We've got 55 in at the minute, and I think we'll probably stick around there. I think that's probably enough, really.
Yeah. But you like the area, obviously, 5 foot, and the pub next door.
Well, the Highland Wedding, yes. A lot of people thought it should have changed its name with Little Polville, which is something I never understood. There'd have to be another pub called that. No, the pub's a landmark, the place is history, and we're happy there.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you back, and hopefully you can follow you through the season.
Yes, certainly. No, we've got plenty of jumpers knocking about, and Morley Street walks back into the yard on Friday to go chasing, and Beach Road will be back in a minute, and Forest Sun's ready, and Flash the Cash goes soon, and Rony King runs at Newton next week, so we've got plenty of action.
Well, maybe we can come along and have a look.
Of course.
Show the viewers the yard.
You'd be welcome.
Okay, smashing. Lovely to talk to you.
And you.
Thanks very much.
On one of them, head turner, 144 or 146. £30, mate. It's John, but it's Joe because many years ago when I applied for a licence there was another bookmaker from Redditch, I think it was from Redditch, called John. So they said, well, you can't bet as John, so the lad was called Joe, so hence the Joe bait.
There's a lot of people down that lens or know you from a long time ago when you used to be a singer.
This is Town TV.
This is Town TV.
Yeah. A lot of people down that lens might know you from many years ago. Yeah, years ago from Andover, obviously, Silver Birch Road.
That's right.
And
you had made a few records, didn't you?
We made a few records, didn't we? We didn't make very many good records, but we made a few records.
You did the solo one on.
Did a solo with CBS called "Where Were You Last Night?"
That's it.
Sold about 24 copies. My mother bought 23. She used to work in Jill's Cafe down on Bridge Street in those days. But honestly, when I go back to Andover a fair bit now, and it's just unrecognisable, you know, and you never see anybody.
But it's quite interesting. The racing world's quite well connected to Andover, isn't it? Got Richard Hannon, Toby Balding.
Well, of course. As you well know, Richard Hannon many, many years ago was the drummer in the old band. We were in a band called the Men Friday, and Richard was the drummer.
Yeah.
And if anybody said to me, you know, he'll finish up champion trainer, this is no disrespect to Richard whatsoever, I mean, it's an absolute.
4-3-2.
It's an absolute.
He's doing pretty well. 154 winners this year.
154 winners, and that was another one. That was a Hannon horse. It's just one. The nice thing about Richard, he's never lost the common touch. You know, you see him at the races, and he'll stop and talk to anybody, and
completely ignore you.
Completely ignore you. No, he's a good lad, Richard.
So, how did you get into bookmaking? Is that a long story? Or?
Well, not really. I've always had there's the Irish blood in me, I think, and I've always loved racing, you know, and I started many years ago, literally on a day like this, fetching the tea for an old London bookmaker at Newbury was betting, called Johnny Dyer, and he said to me, well, you know, you better learn to do a bit of tic-tac, and then that's how it went along. And somebody said, you ought to get a bookmaker's licence and apply for some pitches. But of course, I didn't realise it was going to take 15, 16 years to get any. But I was very lucky, so I applied, and that's how I got the pitches, really.
And you're enjoying yourself anyway.
Love it, love it to death.
Great time.
Losing, but love it to death.
It's your good lady wife over there.
Yeah, this is Rita. She's very embarrassed, Rita. She's not an Andover girl. Hello there. Yeah, anyway. I can't get away. She works. We work with 2A radio, so she is always on the other end of this. Right. Hannon will always say to me, Richard Hannon, is she on the other end? I can't chat any women up round the paddock. She's on top of me all the time. But so anyway, love it, love it.
Well, it's great to talk to you.
It's nice talking to you.
Hope to see you back in
Andover. And I hope
shortly.
all you people back in Andover keep watching Town TV, because it's the coming thing. Take care.
A lot, John. Had a great day out at the races, and here's Tony the cameraman. Tony, can you tell me how much you won this afternoon?
Minus 14 quid.
Minus 14 quid. And
It's a big win.
Did you go for Ken Cunningham's brown horse in the last?
It was sort of brown. I think it had a white bit on the front as well, and it pointed bits at the top of its head.
Or even Ken Cunningham's Cunningham Brown's horse. Did you go for Ken Cunningham's Brown's horse? I thought it came in tailing last.
It wasn't Ken Cunningham White's horse. Brown thing.
It could have been.
It wasn't. It did come last, I think, yeah.
But as a man who does a lot of filming for Racing World, did you enjoy this afternoon?
I did. It's splendid because it's such a lovely track. It's friendly, and it's not got the franticness of the big tracks. People pushing you around and stewards and things like that. It's a great place to come.
And we met some great people.
Yeah.
We met John Bates, a great singer.
Yes, the great singer, yes.
And Ken Cunningham Brown, I said it right that time. And we interviewed everything that moved, really. But anyway, here we are, leaving Salisbury now. Tony's trying to get a lift in a horse box, so he's got no money left.
Broke, absolutely.
Look, there we are. So
white-eared elephant, nothing left.
Bet it all on the last race, but never mind. Okay, so over and out. See you back in Andover.
Actually, that's it.
Oh, it's a tiring edit, that was.
Very tiring.
Very tiring
edit, yes. Welcome back to the control room. Been a great show. We've enjoyed ourselves. Steve here's tired out. It must be, 2 o'clock in the morning by now. Still, we'll work all out.
Running around on Salisbury Racecourse, did it? I was actually doing the sound on that day. And, so there you go.
That's why I couldn't hear it.
That's right, yeah. It was very tiring. I had to run after the horses, but we scrubbed those shots anyway. So anyway, Al's got something to say.
Anyway, Ken Cunningham Brown, he's also, as you know, manager of the Andover Lions Football Club, and they're really doing well at the moment. This week's advertiser, there we are, Andover 3, Bemerton 1. So yeah, they're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in the league at the moment. Well done, Ken. Lads are doing a great show up there. So anyway, what else is happening? I know what's happening. On the 28th of January, you've got the legendary Andover Supergroup down at the George Inn.
Oh, great.
The George Inn, still crazy, are at the George Inn. So Tony, myself, and all the rest of the guys will be there. So any of you viewers want to come along there, come along, have some fun, meet all of us guys at Town TV as well, and we'll play a bit of rock and roll. So still crazy at the George Inn on the 28th of January. And I think that's it, Steve, don't you?
Yeah, you wouldn't actually believe the things we've had to leave out this week.
We've got so much, there's so much, we just can't fit it all in, so that's why we're extending the show. So keep watching this space, and don't forget to ring 333-983. So I think we better roll the end credits, Steve.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they've actually been rolling over us. I think I can see them going. Where is it? About there, I think, somewhere.
Well, all right.
Here we are. Look, produce.
Okay, all right, fine. Yeah, well, yeah, thanks for watching the show. So, okay. Bye for now, Andover.